Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and welcome back to the Minecraft 2025 Let's Play Adventure, where today, there's a couple of large projects that we could be working on. We could either go back and work on the ziggurat, we could go down there and work on the bridge, but what I want to do today is actually none of those things. And did I just watch the skeleton die on the back of a spider jockey? Is that what that was? I think it was, and then the spider despawned, which is unexpected. I wouldn't have expected that to happen. There's another spider down here. It's weird sometimes that things despawn as you get closer to them. Like, they'll be far away, and then as you get closer, they will die. That is odd, and I don't understand that, and I don't think there's any way to explain that. But what I was thinking of doing today was, instead of going to collect more blackstone, which we need for the ziggurat, and instead of working on the bridge, even though that does need to be done, I think it's time that something gets done right here. Because I've been trying to figure out how to fix this situation, and I don't think there is any fixing it. Yes, we could extend this room out of 3 blocks, and then have this be a landing, and then have this staircase carry down here. The problem is at that point that we've effectively moved the stairs further that way, and we've elevated the starting point, which means these stairs are no longer going to come out right here. They're going to come out further along, and so I was trying to figure out— I like that, by the way. I don't think I've ever noticed before the fireflies make their way inside. That's a good time. However, does this staircase really need to be here? I know we've talked a big game about it being this, like, heirloom. It's the staircase from the bygone era. However, I think that it needs to go. I think it's time to do away with it. At least this segment right here. We need to substantially alter it, is basically what I'm thinking. We could still have a staircase, maybe over here, that comes down, and then move this staircase over here. And so there's still a semblance of a staircase on this side. That's not— disregard the use of the word semblance there. That's not the correct use of the— well, you know what? Let's just carry on from my misspeaks, and let's move forward. I think it's time to do away— this has always been a mess. With the bars and the lanterns, this has always been a mess, and I think it's time to correct. I think it is time to set things right. So what I'm thinking we do is we do a delete right here on this, we patch in the ceiling, we move this staircase from right here in the middle of the gosh darn room over to here, and then maybe, like I said, maybe we do have a staircase that goes up right here. There's nothing else going on right here. Get rid of this stonecutter. It was only ever a temporary measure. Remove it, have the staircase go up in this little 3x section, as well as have it go down right over here in a 3x section. And I feel like that's just sort of a better overall design. Now, we're not going to do all of that today, because that would require removing a large section over here to make room for it. Now that I'm looking at it, like, that is way the heck out there. If we're going to have the staircase start over here and then come out right there, but we probably have the girth for it. We'll figure something out. We might do like a— you know what? We could do a 90-degree. We could have it not go that far in. Well, we can only do so much because that cuts off right there. So we've only got so much room to work with. We also don't have to set it in the wall there. It can just come down right here, starting here. We can have a little cubby cut out here. We can keep that stone cutter there. We've got all kinds of ideas. Let's go ahead and hop to. I've realized that there are a lot of things I want to change. You know, finishing the house, in quotes, finishing the house, is one of the objectives ere the end of the year. And I'm realizing now that the house will never be finished. This is going to be one of those things where, so long as I play on this world, and I did make the decision that this is my Minecraft forever world. In fact, I'm planning a whole video for it for the start of the new year. This is my forever world. I'm always going to be playing on it, which means I'm always going to be making changes. Especially when you consider the fact that there's always going to be new content getting added to Minecraft. Well, not always. Nothing lasts forever except the earth and sky. And even then, that's just like lyrics from a movie, or from a song. Definitely not a movie. Those are just lyrics from a song that are largely inaccurate, because not even the sky is going to last forever. So that's just like from a scientific perspective, also from a biblical perspective. Makes it very clear there will be an end of days. Now, the end of days, of course, leads into a new heavens and a new earth. So I don't know how end of days that's really going to be. That's something we don't talk about. We know there will be a new heavens and a new earth, but is it just like a refresh on the existing one? Or is it like— The Bible will oftentimes very casually drop these massive cosmic concepts without any sort of explanation. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. It's like, okay, yeah, earth and all of the heavens, all the stars in the sky and everything. It's like, no, we're talking about the dawn of the universe. It's this massive concept, and it's just kind of glazed over. Like, yeah, he made everything at the beginning. And then you just carry on from there. It just carries on, you know. You get to the flood, right? The Great Flood, Noah's flood. We call it Noah's flood. It really was God's flood. But you know, that's just me being particular. That's just me being persnickety, so to speak. But yeah, you have the flood, and you have the fountains of the deep opening. I did not get enough material. What was I thinking? It's like fountains of the deep. Care to elaborate? What does that mean? You're talking about the continents breaking apart, fountains of water spewing up from the depths. And it's just like, yeah, that's not the important part. The Bible focuses on the important part. The important part is that God spared Noah and his family, and we're all descended from Noah and his family. So be nice to one another, okay? Boom. Okay, there's that patched. I'm not sure about the placement of that light there. We might want to, hold on. This light is in line with that light there. So we could go also, like, in the middle of all of these lights and just plop it down right there. Is that right? And then probably disregard that one. And then we just hit F8. I did correct the overlay settings. I think we want a block threshold of 1. Maybe. That's what I did was I came down here, and I remembered, interesting. Was that always a thing? Well, anyway, I came down here and I remembered, like, okay, mobs shouldn't be able to spawn anywhere down here. So I broke a light, and then I just kept adjusting it down until it got right at the point where it didn't show spawn points. And I was like, that must be it. It must be 1. I seem to remember this being a problem over here before. Should we get rid of tinted glass and just use regular glass, and then the light coming in through it will probably keep this area better lit? Why did we go with tinted glass to begin with? What was the purpose there? Just the fact that it looks kind of cool? Like, if we have a look now, yeah, that's enough light. Okay, let's get rid of the tinted glass. We'll find more use cases for it in the future. It's a beautiful glass. I love the look of tinted glass. Just don't know why we decided to use that. Why did we use tinted glass there, and then just use regular glass here? And will we ever be able to have connected textures? Curious minds want to know. Inquiring minds, even, because that's what I meant to say. Was inquiring minds want to know. Let's tuck all that away. Regular glass? No, I mean, I think we probably... I wish I'd paid attention to how much glass we took out of there. I do not remember the dimensions. I think we probably do want to go with a darker glass, like maybe a black dye glass. But you know what's going to be much more efficient use of our dyeing? Is if we go ahead and just make the 1, and then we turn that into panes. It pains me to say this, but we get more for our money, so to speak. Right there, that's probably going to be more than enough, in fact. This wasn't really a part of the main objective today, but this is what's happening. Also, something else I thought about was, if we're going to extend to the cave, we can kind of redo this here to make a bit more space, and we can have the staircases continue down. Because it is sort of odd that the staircases just stop on this sort of sea level floor. Not quite sea level, slightly below sea level. It's going to be bad if the levees ever break, let me tell you. But why don't they continue all the way down to bedrock? And the only issue now with adding another bridge, or another staircase, is that it is going to sort of... The base of it's going to intersect with this door. But we can also just get rid of this door. Or what we could do is we can move that portal over here... and then move the passage over there, but there will still be like a staircase here with like the tiniest of gaps. So maybe we don't do that. Maybe we just don't. I don't know. Like, here's the thing. We can reshuffle it around whichever way we want, and we can make it work. We could also just have, like, you know, a gap of 3 blocks, and then the stairs continue down here. Or we already have these stairs over here that go to bedrock, so we just don't worry about having the crisscross staircase. That probably makes more sense, arguably. Oh, but I am getting distracted. I am getting a little bit turned around on what I'm supposed to be doing. So we're supposed to be putting in new glass right here. I think that actually looks better. There we go. And of course, because even though it's tinted, or it's dyed, it's still just regular glass, so it will not block light from coming through, which is fantastic. Do we want to go ahead and tackle this? I guess we do. I guess we do. Remember, we at one point had this dugout. Did we leave it hollow? I was thinking we might have. I couldn't remember off the top of my head, but I was like, wait a minute. I seem to remember. Oh, that warms the cockles of my heart. Look at this. Isn't she lovely? Fantastic. I do wonder, though, if we might not want to have it be 1 block over. so that if we have stairs over it, well, no, we'll have it be up against the wall, because that makes more sense anyway. Because that way we have this sort of like we have this built-in handrail on both sides, because it's the walls. We are going to need more of these, though, because we just ran out, as well as I'll need to have a look at the other side and see exactly how I handled that situation. Oh, interesting. Right. Yes, I see the issue now. But this is the way that it's going to be, so we'll just do it all the way across. We are again going to run out of these, so we'll have to go grab some more. But yeah, let's just go. Well, yeah, no, because are we gonna leave this hollow? You know, we could have this be. I was gonna say we could have this be a new spiral staircase, right? So we could have just reverse what this is right here, instead of having it go up, have it go down again, and have our new series of spirals. We could do that. We're not going to. That would be silly. That would just, well, I'll tell you what we will do. We'll leave this exactly as we found it, right? So we'll do what we did on the opposite side. So we had the opposite side built up like so. Now we'll just leave this one like this, and we'll kind of figure out what to do with it later in the future. For now, it's not for us to figure out. We're not interested in sorting that out at the moment. Holy smokes, that dug a lot faster than anticipated. Gotta be so careful. Gotta feather it ever so lightly. Okay. There we go. There's that taken care of. Oh, now I have enough for that side. But now I need more of these. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Can I just... No, darn it! I was hoping I could... well, you saw what I was trying to do there. You saw me trying to be clever and sneaky. I'm gonna grab the 16 of these, and I'll grab 7 more of these. It's what I've got on me, so it's not hurting to go ahead and grab them. But just in case we need them. Oh, I guess we need to move all of this over as well. Kind of makes it... It's like in Home Alone, where they have the outline of the pool. Home Alone 3. A good Home Alone movie? Why does everyone hate Home... Everyone always lumps Home Alone 3 in with Home Alone 4 and 5 and 6, Home Sweet Home Alone. Listen to me. Home Alone 3 is not as bad as Home Alone 4 through 6. To say so is absurd. It is asinine. Home Alone 3, you don't have to like it, but it's not as bad a movie as everyone makes it out to be. I would argue it's actually rather good. I enjoy that one. And if you disagree, that's your prerogative. You're allowed to disagree. But you cannot claim it's as bad as the others. All right, well, my brother called, so I was on the phone with him for all of that. But as you can see, I took some liberties with the design, because it's my prerogative. It's my house that I live in. I decided to frame the top in the polished deep slate. I put the fence back down. I also did stairs here. Originally, I had the full blocks, but that just felt like, ooh, very close to bumping my head. Also looks uninviting. This sort of curve in the fence here, or first off, these are stairs, not fences. This sort of a notch right there just makes it feel a little bit more inviting, like it's summoning you down here. And then this is going to stay like that for now. And then I was looking at it, and I was like, okay, 1, 2, 3, stair. A 1, a 2, a 3, a stair. Right? Like, what if we put, not 4 wide, obviously, but what if we went ahead and, like, did that? I'm not saying we go ahead and do the whole thing. I'm not saying that we go ahead and cut a hole in the ceiling or anything crazy like that. I'm not saying anything crazy, folks. If you think I'm saying something crazy or suggesting something crazy, you're clearly not listening to me, because I'm giving you a pretty basic idea, a pretty simple concept here. I'm just saying, maybe we do that. Maybe we throw this on the wall back there behind it. And then maybe that just, like, cuts right into the roof there, you know? And eventually, I think that the stair here has open sky above it. So we would want to do the same thing here. We'd want this stair here to have open sky above it. And then eventually, this curves over and connects up to wall what has fence, right? Heaven help me, that's not what I meant to say. Wall which has fence means nothing. And is in no way the idea that I was trying to convey. I'm talking about the bridge tunnel. Tell me please, how we arrived at wall which has tunnel. Tell me, please help me here. Because no, wait, that's not even what I said. Wall which has fence is what I said. I can't even get it right. There we go. There it is. So now we have this, if we want it. Just yet another passageway. I like it. That is, like, way too low there, but it gets the job done of preventing spawns. Am I gonna dig this out and do the whole tunnel? Is that what's happening here? Simona, I'm going to have to break into the cobbled deep slate container. Ooh, look what I've done. Looky what I've done here. Got us another little passageway. We love these. Ooh, oops. Ooh, geez, this is embarrassing. That is cringe right there. Goodness me. Got a little ahead of myself with that, didn't I? Here's the question, though. Do we leave it like that? Or do we frame it out like we did this down here? We certainly haven't done that over here. Maybe we should, though. Maybe we should, and maybe this is the start of something new. It feels so right to be here with you. Oh, now looking in your my apologies. Here's the question, though. How far back does it go? Because obviously it goes to there at least. That's the frame up. That's pretty good. Does it go back behind it? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. That would make all of this as well this material, and I feel like you don't do that. I feel like you leave it like this. So the frame up just bends around to there. I mean, this doesn't go across here, which is what it would look like up there. I think that would look silly. So I think it stays like this. I love how you can hear Mr. Zombie this entire time as well. You can just hear him back behind this wall making all of his noise. But there we go. That's the new system. And it's better. It is better. There's still more work to do that we're not getting done today. For example, I think that there is still plenty of room for this staircase to exist, but obviously we need to clear some of this space out so that it's not so... Actually, I'm not so sure this does need to exist. It's basically just here because it's always been there, but does it really need to be there? Obviously, having access to the back here is important. I feel like this needs to stay, because this was the original staircase right here. This is the original one. This is, you know, the heirloom, we keep calling it, even though that's not how heirlooms work. We could just clear this space out, and then cap all of this off, finally. That's a decision for later. I think in the next episode, sadly, we are going to have to go back to the roof of the Nether, and we're going to have to collect some more blackstone. And in fact, I've already prepared myself for that exact task by creating a series of shulker boxes. It's not like they're black for blackstone, but they are back here, and I made them specifically for this task of going back to the Nether, so we'll do that next time. Till then, thank you folks for watching, God bless you, and I'll see you later. Bye! 3 and 4, always shut the door. 5, 6, I've got some sticks. 7, 8, your mother's great. 9, 10, I'll do her again.